Suhag, I wanted to ask you, is it a challenge to be spiritual as a Hindu in 2020? And does the cultural landscape that's seasoned with yoga and meditation make that any easier for Hindu Americans?
That's a good question. I think that we as a people, it's difficult to, first of all, make a broad statement about all Hindus.
Sure.
There's obviously a diversity of understanding of the tradition, of practice, and what spirituality looks like in everyone's lives. But I'll speak to maybe how stereotypes can impact identity. And when you are inundated with negative stereotypes about the Hindu tradition, so the elephant in the room is oftentimes caste, that this some sort of kind of, we don't even know exactly what caste entails. In India, it has a very specific understanding, or I don't even want to say a definition, but at least a structure, a legal structure or framework. But what that is exactly, even academics are trying to struggle through that. But at least in the public imagination, it's a hierarchical, discriminatory, immoral system. And it doesn't necessarily play out in the daily lives or identities of Hindus, yet it's something that we are required to answer for. Other things might be, you worship idols, especially when you come from a Judeo-Christian framework where idol worship is, sin number one.
Sure.
That also is kind of a stereotype that pushes us into a corner or feeling defensive. Many gods, that's another stereotype that, you're polytheistic. And again, when you're in a large framework that pushes against that or sees that as somehow inherently immoral or wrong, you can see how these stereotypes or assumptions about the tradition may not want a middle schooler, say, for instance, to openly talk about their traditions. And that ends up taking a cumulative effect. It makes the job of parents and families who want to instill these values and traditions and don't want to see just that because they made the choice to move to the United States, if they're immigrants, for something that's provided them value to disappear. If it's something that gives people that ethical compass to engage with the world in a way that's not just responsible but beneficial to others, that's not something we want to miss out on. And so that probably is the greatest challenge, that it's an additional obstacle to all the other obstacles that other people already have in their lives in terms of making spirituality and religiosity a part of their lives.